I know I want to. Carlos, why don't you roll?
I will. I'll roll on that one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. So everybody should have shifting tokens now. That allow you to choose different ones. Thomas Chapman, yours has got an extra one that's not a token. It's your full art. I'm tired. I'll remove it later. Unfortunately, despite the Forge VTT being a fantastic product that I stand by, if you upload something, you have to go to a different menu in a different browser tab to delete it. So yeah, I'll get to that later. So, but everybody should have flippy tokens now. I did not update your Taroka cards because the rest of the deck is all hand drawn. So for the most part, it's kind of a give and take right there. If you're really sold on a particular art, you'd like to upgrade your Taroka card, we could do that. But
that's fine. We just have to
definitely didn't have time to do that. Yeah, we didn't have time to do that this morning. So okay,
They're all gonna die anyway.
I mean, it's up to you. It's a sandbox game. I support whatever decisions you guys make as long as they're within the stuff we discussed in session 0. So, all right. Yes, here we are. Another Curse of Strahd Daybreak session is upon us, and you guys left off riding across the drawbridge into Castle Ravenloft. So, the fact-spiration question that you should be ruminating on is, how does your character feel about keeping secrets from the rest of the party? And while you ruminate on that, if somebody for a point of de-inspiration or a fact-spiration, which could come in handy, would like to give me a recap, go ahead and roll a d20 into chat. Oh, that's right. You guys are still level 4. Sorry. The other two groups are already level 5. Anyways.
I feel the sting there.
And they're like way less sessions too. I don't know. Anyways, but you guys have the most fan-spiration ever farmed on the history of the server. So there's certainly something to be said with that. All right.
My response is that it is a marathon, not a race. Did my roll not go through?
I see it. 18.
I'm desynced from you guys. That sucks. All right. Well, I'll believe it. 18. Go for it. I'm gonna go ahead and log out and log back in.
All right.
I knew I was desynced when it wouldn't let me confirm updates. So, all right. I should have just read that. Go for it. I'll be quiet.
So last time on Curse of Strahd, we were still at the Markov's winery, trying to plan out how we were going to get to the castle to accept this whole dinner situation, when suddenly some guy walked out of the grapes towards us. Dog. He was wearing a park ranger outfit. Said he was looking for us, and unfortunately for him, he found us. So his name is Thomas, I think. Thomas Chapman. He said that we had been missing from when we had gone to the Durst Manor, and that they had been wrangling police and park rangers to search for us. And one night he went through the fog, and now he's here. So that's really shitty. That's kind of on us then, that he's out here. So while he was getting a little bit of a catch up from the Markovs and Davian, the rest of us were trying to figure out what we wanted to all do. Sorry, my brain is kind of out for a second.
It's all good.
We decided that we would have to put the trek to Jester Hill on hold and we needed to leave for Valakai as soon as possible. So we started to do that. On our way there, back to town, we ran into a couple more werewolves that were looking for Luke, and they came to collect him. So at the moment, so he gave us such inspiring parting words. Left something about getting our shit together. We continued onward until we got to Valakai. I think we came in from the west side, so we don't know what happened to the rest of the town. But we went to the inn where we talked with Erwin and Danica and Brahm about some of the stuff that went down. Trying to get a better look at the whole situation and whatnot. And then from there we went to Lady Walker's house because we were told that we needed to get transportation from her. So when we got there, saw that Vasily was with her as well. They were having lunch. We gave her the invite letter that we had. She told us that she was already informed about transportation and that we would have to go to the stockyard to go there, get situated with. She also said that they had looked through Victor's room and found a bunch of his stuff, like books and whatnot, and that I think Tiernan had put suggestion that we would be taking it to Dark Lord ourselves since we're already heading over there, and she agreed. So she had her man send that stuff over. When we got to the stockyard, we found the stuff that we needed, and also people who would be transporting us. I think he's a dusk elf, but something ain't right with this guy. Just being near him, hear the screams of people dying and stuff like that. I don't think this guy even is happening. That's probably a little disturbing. But we had two wagons, carriages that we'd be traveling in. One with him and one with some knight looking below. Unfortunately, all of us couldn't fit in the carriage with the knight, so some of us had to be in the carriage with this elf guy. I think his name was Rahdi. And that was the worst trip ever. 12 hours of having to listen to fucking screams the whole way through. We took a couple of breaks, just so we can use the bathroom and whatnot, stretch our legs. But each, I guess, section of that trip, it was just getting worse and worse and more grinding the whole way there. But eventually, we did make it to the castles, or the gates of the castle. That's where we left off.
All right. Would you like a fact version or an inspiration?
We'll fill up on D.
All right. If you're interested in answering the question, go ahead and roll a d20 into chat. Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna even try.
I'm like done.
Meant to be.
All right. Okay. So, Anna, what's the answer to the question? How does your character feel about keeping secrets for the rest of the party?
She's very much
against it.
she's a neat. Actually, you guys would be surprised. She's very much a need to know kind of lady. In my opinion, there are two secrets that she's kept from them, and I'll share one with you guys. She almost killed Ismark's horse when he slighted her. The other one, kind of a big deal, and I think it'll come up eventually at some point. It might not, though. But yeah, she will only tell the others what they need to know when they need to know it.
As a good mother does to children that, need guidance in this dangerous and dark world. Yeah, totally. All right, you may ask the same question of any NPCs you've met during the campaign.
Who do I like to pick on? Izzy.
Izzy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Izzy thinks that certain amount of secrets need to be kept for the stability of the group. But it's very much a case by case basis. Some secrets, like I was bit by a werewolf or a zombie, you probably shouldn't keep those because it never turns out well. But other secrets, like before we came to Barovia, I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and I'm going to become a huge liability later on, but not right now. You definitely don't want to share that secret. Because, morale's already pretty low, and you don't want to distract her, but you don't want to be a burden. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's her answer. Okay. I'll go ahead and give you your factspiration, Anna. Okay. All right. So, here we go. Let's see. And let me grab the thing called the adventure. There we go. Adventure.
Oh, this music.
Alrighty. So, as you guys ride up, I'll take you through some beautiful Benios map scenery. Let's see. Okay. So as you guys ride up to it, oh wait, that's the battle map. No one's getting in a fight here. Let's see. Here you go. So as you guys are riding up to it, you see that the bridge is up. If you continue at the pace so the bridge does not drop down, you will fall over the precipice, like 500 feet to the sharp rocks and streams below. But fortunately, clunk, 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 the bridge is lowered, and you guys ride through the court gate. As you ride in, we do have some flavor text, but we should probably appreciate the hard work that young Jeremy Crawford put into this adventure. All right. Thick. Damn. I gotta turn the sound effects down on my end. If you guys, sorry, if the storm's music is too loud, you can find it under the music note in the top right of your thing. All right. I've also got to turn it down because thunderstorms is my white noise to fall asleep, and it'll be very bad this morning. Okay. As you ride across the drawbridge and through the gatehouse that seems to be unmanned, despite the haste and quickness with which the drawbridge was lowered upon your approach, thick cold fog swirls around the courtyard. Sporadic flashes of lightning lance the weeping clouds overhead as thunder shakes the ground. Through the drizzle, you see torch flames fluttering on each side of the keep's open main doors. Warm light spills out of the entrance, flooding the courtyard, and a shapely feminine form is silhouetted in the light of the doorway. High above the entrance is a round window with shards of broken glass lodged in its iron frame. That's pretty much what we're looking at right there. Alright, so, it comes around, in this courtyard, the two wagons, and both wagons slow and stop. You will still have to, as you have many times in Seattle, or Barovia, if this is where you're from, brave the rain, to get across to the door. Rahadin and mysterious plate armored veteran. They get out, they come and they open the doors for you. And as you're preparing yourselves mentally for the onslaught of the pouring rain, you see that both drivers have lovely goth girl parasols. And Rahadin looks at all of you and says, well, we wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable, would we?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
All right. So, as he leads you towards the door, you see the most bombshell French maid you've ever seen. Like, right out of a cliche. She has beautiful pale skin. She has glimmering green eyes. She has raven black hair, and she is wearing a fetishized French maid costume. She is round and soft in all the right places, but looks like she is sewn and fit and works hard to take care of the castle. As you come in from the rain, she says, oh, there you are. Come on, come inside. Come on, come on. You thought she'd have a French accent, but she doesn't. So as you guys kind of come into the doorway, Rahadin and the armored man bring your bags, your boxes, your crates, saturated by the rain. They don't seem to notice. They bring the crates into the entryway. They nod, and Rahadin says, Helga, I leave them in your care. And then he says, I must away. There's more business to attend to. And then he gets back in the wagon, and the wagon kind of rides off toward this side of the courtyard. Does anybody watch where they go, or do you just kind of get in out of the rain?
There is for watch.
Okay. It seems that they're headed to a stable house. Alright. As you watch them, you feel a statue watching you from across the courtyard. Maybe it's just a trick of the eyes. It is a statue of a woman holding a sword proudly aloft. And the rain patters down on her. There was a second statue on the other side, but it seems to be of a man in robes, badly defaced, the head broken off. All right, so you guys are inside. That's wonderful. All right, let's go to the entry.
Which is our last mini milestone, and we level up.
No. So as you guys are heading in, you find out that the organ music you hear is not just thematic and being played by your DM in the background, but actually blaring from somewhere deeper in the castle. Right. So the ornate outer doors of the castle open into an entryway. 20 feet inside the castle is the second set of doors. Helga opens the doors, and they swing wide open, revealing a grand hall filled with the sound of organ music. There's a set of double doors to the west, and overhead in the vaulted entry foyer, there are 4 statues of dragons. Their eyes flickering in the torchlight, as it seems someone has changed the stone eyes out for inset jet gemstones that seem to absorb all light that reaches them. Immediately, those characters and companions who faced down young Fafnir are filled with dread. They are, of course, just statues, but there they are nonetheless. All right, let's see. So, this place is complicated, but I have a map that I can use to guide you. Let me see if I can find it. Does
it look as unkept as the picture shows?
Yes, yes. The castle seems to be in absolute and complete neglect and disrepair. It is damp. It is filled with cobwebs. The ceiling is leaking. It is cold. There is a chill that hangs in the air that is somehow worse than the weather outside.
So,
Good
Helga,
question.
are you the only maid here?
Oh, no, I'm in charge of all the maids. There are many clockwork women, like doll, but big, like me. And she kind of gestures to herself.
And how long have you been in the employ of our host?
Such things are hard to remember. Anyways, let me take you where you need to go. And so she guides you to some doors to or passage, excuse me, to the right. And I will describe that to you. See. All right. In this room, let me see. This place is so fucking big. Here we go. Yes. So from the entry hall, she takes a right. She leads you down a wide passageway, at the end of which is a brazier that is burning what looks like a thick black pitch beneath the surface. There are massive ornate doors to the right, and from the other side of the doors, you hear the organ music just fucking going ham, like it is right now. There is a doorway, an archway to your left, and that seems to lead to a spiraling stone staircase that goes up and down. And she says, "This way, you've arrived. You've arrived a bit early for dinner. I am to take you to guest quarters so that you might wash and prepare."
That would be lovely. Thank you.
And she says, "While you're here, you are honored guest. You're in no danger as long as you stay in the guest quarters." All right, so she leads you to the stairs, which have their own scene. There we go. Ah, stairs. All right. You walk up the stairs for what seems like a very long time, passing what you think are several landings, before she finally stops at one. The stairs continue up, but she says, "We're here. This is going to be your guest quarters." And then I will go ahead and drag you guys over here. Let's see. Where are the players at? So Daybreak. Here we go. And active companions. Oh, you're not an active companion anymore, friend. Okay. There we go. Alright, and I'll activate this map. Oh, Tiernan, you fell outside, buddy. There you go. Alright. So, this, there's a stone archway, 10 foot wide. There is a long, stone hallway, 10 feet wide, with about a 15-foot high, rounded ceiling, like arched ceiling. And all along the hallway are sconces that burn with bright light, and there are ornate stone benches, and there are banners displaying the heraldry of Castle Ravenloft. And she says, "This is where you'll be staying until dinner. Follow me for the tour." She says, "This is your common room. You may play upon piano. There is place for sitting and eating. Cabinet with bar. You will notice bell on table. If you need anything at all, you ring bell, and help will come for you. Uh, this is bedroom with ensuite bath. If you need chamber pot cleaned, just ring the bell. You'll find on nightstand. If you need hot water for bath or someone to bathe you, just ring bell. You get the idea. This door leads to servants' quarters. Please never open it. It is not safe for you. There is door here to north and to south. She opens the door and there's like some fucking furniture from the door, and she says, "We will take care of that." Every bedroom has ensuite staff. Ensuite bath, and staff will come to help you if you just ring the bell. If you need something a bit more intimate than just a construct, know that Helga will be here to take care of you. And finally, 2 more bedrooms, again, ensuite bath. You're of course under no pressure to bathe, but again, if you would like to, such things are available. I understand that for you it is very late. Dinner is not until 7, so an hour after sunset. You have much time. Please use this opportunity to rest. I know that you have been through much. I do make one request. Master Escher was excited to hear of your arrival. He would very much like to come and speak with you.
Certainly, but please give us a moment to...
What would be a good time for him to come calling upon you?
3 hours from now.
I see. You have brought a fine dog as well. One of the mistresses is very big fan of dogs. She may also like to call upon you. Is that all right?
Anna would look at Thomas. Yeah.
We'd be delighted.
Excellent. She'd probably like your puppy to play with hers, and he will need to use the bathroom. If he has any accidents, just ring the bell. Girls will come take care of it for you. They are marvels of artifice, creations of the master, based on the Piddlewick.
No.
Oh, the Piddlewick is a mechanical man. He was made as a gift for Lord von Dorovich when his favorite jester passed away. He was disgusted with the creature, but it seemed to have some sort of impact on him, for he began to cobble together things of his own design. Mechanical people.
That's remarkable.
He is a remarkable man.
If possible, I'd like to see this mechanical man.
Oh, you probably don't want to see the Piddlewick. He's in timeout right now.
I'm out.
Sometimes he gets a little too playful. But if you insist, I will track him down for you.
Sure. Thank you.
I can make no guarantees when the Piddlewick will come for you, but I am sure once he knows, he will find you. Darius. And
Waiting
she
for
heads
the black
to the
spot on the portrait.
yeah,
see
as
it
she
yet.
sashes away, she says, "Is there anything else that you need?"
Could you have the servants bring 3 bottles of wine and a fresh goblet of human blood, please?
Oh, We do have some human blood on hand, especially for guests.
Thank you.
How are you adjusting to the changes, Ayla?
Oh, adjusting.
She looks at you and she says, I will select for you one of my personal favorite vintages. And she flashes you one of her fangs.
Ayla will nod and turn to the group. Well, that answers that question.
Okay, Anna will direct traffic. You guys pick rooms. They'll have baths.
Yeah, they all have ensuite baths. So people from Barovia.
Is this Bones?
Oh, my bad.
You look so angry.
He's a good boy.
He is, yeah. Let me see what's wrong. Hold on.
That's what a
Smack
good.
that-
he's-
That's what the
he's
good boy
smacked the
looks
dirt.
like.
There we go. That's weird. All right, you should be good now. Badoop. Okay. So here you are in the guest rooms. Now, as you look upon this room, Anna, especially Anna, you are struck by the audacity of such a room. You thought that the home that you helped take care of was, pretty fancy, but that was the entire thing, right? Dirt's Manor was big and opulent. This is a single guest room in the castle, and unlike the rest of the castle that was decrepit and in disrepair, cobwebs, puddles, leaky roof, everything here is absolutely and completely pristine. It is like you paid for a 5-star gothic horror themed hotel experience. Everything is exquisite. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's cozy. The damp and the chill are not here. Everything is warm, but not stiflingly so. All right. So one of the things that may or may not be an issue is there are only 6 beds, 5 beds. There are only 5 beds. And then 2 couches in a chaise lounge. I don't know how you guys want to divvy things up or what you want to do next, but this is the situation you find yourselves in.
And there's what, 4 guest rooms themselves? Or
There are 5 guest
rooms?
rooms
5 guest
and one common area. Yeah.
I will take that first guest room on the right.
I will take this room.
Yeah.
Anna rings a bell.
Okay. Let's see. Bones begins to bark at this door that they told you not to open. And hold on a sec. All right. You guys hear what sounds like the rattling of bone wind chimes, and what sounds like a very faint music box melody. And the door opens, and you see life-size porcelain dolls dressed in fetishized
Oh my god.
French maid outfits come out. They have the herky-jerky motions of a doll trying to walk around. Maybe if you've played Silent Hill, how some of the monsters in that, their arms kind of swing like they're on hinged joints and stuff like that. They have that sort of style to them as they come out. Their faces are perfectly cast masks of porcelain. They cannot move to make any, vocalizations or even change their facial expressions. And they begin to head towards the sound of the bell. All right. Where are you?
I'm in
So let's
the.
just- Oh, okay. Yeah. So one of them comes in, and she does a little curtsy to you.
Anne is pleased by that. Says, please draw a warm bath for me and then bathe me, and I'd like to have privacy while we do so.
Okay. All right. So she leaves to get the supplies, and then eventually she comes back. All right. So using a regular-looking pitcher, she just pours what seems like an infinite amount of water into the tub. She then waves her hand over the water, and it becomes steamy hot.
Okay. She disrobes and they do their
All right.
thing.
Yeah.
And-
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Ayla will basically do about the same thing, except she'll bathe herself.
All right. If you do bathe, please give yourself a teal dot. I can give it to you, but you would right-click and then boop. Teal dot's way better than a black dot, if you know what I'm saying.
I hope so.
Hey. All right. Does anyone else have need of the help?
The lighting in this room has been really weird.
Oh, that's
I
because
don't know
there
if you can-
isn't a lot of lighting in that room.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Do you need more lighting?
Yeah, the middle part, like
Oh, okay.
it just shows the four corners where the lamps are.
Oh yeah. Okay. So they would come in and then they would sort of wave their hand towards the chandelier that was not seen in the shadows, and it would alight.
Thank you very much.
When you say that, they look at you, and they do a little curtsy.
Tiernan doesn't really know what to do, so he curtsies back.
Okay.
Darius would kind of motion over for Tyrion. What's your bunking situation?
I'm just trying to figure out where we can sleep everyone. It seems like there's a sofa, or at least a chair, a large one, in this room. There's 3 in the common room. Just trying to find a spot for everybody.
It's probably best that we're all together.
At least 2 people in a room, just to be safe. I'm not sure it'd be wise to stay all grouped up. We don't want him to get offended that we didn't take use of the rooms provided.
How about I stay with the girls? Hair red.
All right. There are 3 spots in the common room if that's where you want to camp out.
I think you're right. You probably should actual. Something happens, then we can probably go.
Yeah.
All right.
I will leave
Tiernan
it to you guys to decide how to divvy it up.
Tiernan will ring a bell.
Oh, okay. One of the maids eagerly clatters and stumbles in.
Hello. There
She curtsies.
seems to be more of us than was originally expected. Do you have cots or extra beds or anything that we could set up?
She nods. And she turns and walks away.
Hey Mac, Izzy, I think we're gonna take this room.
They look around and they say, if he knows everything about us, this is Mackenzie. Why didn't he have enough beds already?
Who knows? I'll take the sofa.
All right. Where'd Tiernan go? Man, this place is so big.
Oh, I went over down by where Darius was.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. So, after about 20 minutes, you hear the clanking and clattering and hollow wind chime sounds. And at this point, I think Ayla and Anna, unless you're going all in day spa treatment, you might be going through your thing. They will care for you as much as you want. Pedicure, manicure, grind down the calluses on your feet, shave your body, brush your teeth, whatever you need. They will do whatever is asked of them.
Everything.
Oh wow. Okay, so you would still be in there during the scene. All right.
Getting the full package.
Yeah, full beauty treatment. Yeah.
All right. You hear a stump splat, stump splat, stump splat sound as if somebody is wearing one scuba diving flipper or on one of their feet. And you see a man question mark come into the hallway and he looks thusly.
I'm glad I don't see that.
All right. Let's see. The figure approaching is about 4'9", but appears even shorter because of his hunched over posture. The left side of his face is covered with lizard scales, and he has the ears of a panther. His left foot looks like a duck's webbed foot, and his arms have patches of black dog fur all over them. He carries a lantern and has all manner of pouches, chests, belt pouches, backpacks, and other containers on his person. You can even see a little cutie peeking out of one of them with its tiny little green fingers and red eyes. He wears around his neck a talisman that looks like a dream catcher, but in the center of the dream catcher is a oversized human eye. Actually, a human eye actually looks a lot bigger when you've removed it from a person's head, so maybe it's not oversized. But a plump human eye that seems to be suspended by the wires of the ringed frame, but is able to freely look about. And then dangling from that is the most tantalizing key you've ever seen. With a snaggletooth poking out of one face, he is followed by one of these porcelain maids, and she seems to try to keep step with him, if at all possible, and is very deferential to this guy. All of the maids curtsy and do not make eye contact with him as he walks down the hallway, stump splat, stump splat, stump splat towards you guys. And he says, "Oh, there you are. There you are indeed. The Walking Dead, they say your name is. The girls here have told me that you don't have enough beds."
That's true.
I see. And so our great master's hospitality falls short of your mark, then, is it?
I said no such thing.
I see.
We were just told that if there was anything that we could possibly want to ask the maids.
Ah, that you are very clever. Very, very clever. Which one was this? He turns to the maid and using what seems to be American Sign Language, she begins to communicate with him. And he says, Tiernan Beckett. Well, if beds you want, then beds you will get. It'll take me about an hour. How many beds do you need?
How many of us are there total?
5, and then at least 2 companions, 7. Irenaeus, 8.
He says,
and then
Truth be
goes.
told, this falls on me. I assumed that you was all fucking each other. That's how adventurers tend to be these days. Can't keep it in the pants. Very unprofessional. It's very dangerous, you know. Making attachments to those who won't be around much longer. But Escher, Master Escher, he says that the heart wants what it wants. And when you're in a dangerous or terrifying situation, you tend to make fast friends, even if they're just your fuck buddies. I meant no ill offense, of course. Whatever you need as honored guest, I will get for you.
And as he's saying this, the eyeball is like Mad Eye Moody just darting to each of you.
Let's say 5 extra cogs.
5 cots. How does one determine who's worthy of a masterwork bed and who must sleep on a military cot?
Matter?
Oh,
Mostly
I'm just
volunteer.
curious. The machinations of your minds are a thing of curiosity here in the castle. We're all tremendous fans of your adventures and your works. Why, that protracted battle at the vineyard? It was, I was at the seat of my pants. Oh, don't be so upset. It's not like you're mere mummers brought here for our entertainment. There's most assuredly a greater purpose for each of you, I have no doubt.
Glad to know your root.
Of course. You're my favorite one, Tiernan.
And he kind of absentmindedly scratches his lizard scales on the half of his face.
Thank you, I think.
It's like they
Yeah.
play fantasy football about him, but it's
I
all
know,
us.
right?
All right. And he says,
Come on, girl. I need to grab some others for these. Some
We
big
appreciate your help.
boys.
What was your name?
I am Cyrus Belview.
let's see. Anna's not around, but Anna would be out of time. Well, no, but it would have been good if Anna was here. But Anna's just taking a bath. Irene, I'll have her do a history check. Poor Irene. Oh, shit, okay. She says, wait, of the Krezik Belviews? And he stops, and he turns and he looks at her, and he says,
The very same.
she makes a face like she's going to vomit, and she says, that is, I see. Your people are well known. And he says,
Oh, I'm sure. It's good to know we haven't been lost in the shadows of history just yet.
And he stump flaps away. Irenia looks around, and then she whispers to you guys, the Belviews, they are an old family, but they gave in to depravity. They were incestuous cannibals. It is said that for their sins, they were punished by the Morning Lord with a skin-rotting disease. They sought out a cure at every corner of the world, but everywhere they were found, they were turned away for fear of the disease catching. But last I heard, they went to the Abbey St. Markovia and were never seen again. It is assumed that the abbot, a servant of the Morning Lord, gave them the peace and rest that they desired by, by putting them out of their misery. And then she looks at the stairs with a haunted look, and she says, "But what happened to that man? Is he even still a man at all?"
Definitely doesn't look like he was put out of his misery. As he runs.
Also,
this place.
just pro tip. Maybe in the future, if you think someone's part of a family that's known for being incestuous and decrepit and mutated, don't just ask them if they're in that family. They're probably aware of the reputation.
But how was it going to confirm it?
We could have just guessed. I suppose you're right, but
But listen, Tiernan, as Barovia's #1 investigator, I mean, now that Ismark's not here, I had to know the truth.
that's fair.
All right. So time passes, and you can see as time passes that many of these armored men show up carrying the pieces of beds and mattresses. All of them make a bone rattle trapped inside a suit of armor thing. And those of you with decent perception, so probably a 15 or higher passive, you occasionally hear them arguing with each other, like people trying to put together IKEA furniture as they try to assemble the beds. And their voices do not sound as tough and manly as the armor might make them out to sound. And they sound like they're kind of echoing inside the suit. And so you hear like,
No, you bloody moron. No, it's listen. This is the second bed we put together. You put it right together like the first one.
and then the other one kind of says,
Hey, don't tell me what to do. I know how to put together a bed.
and the other one says,
Do you? When was the last time you slept in a bed?
and the one says,
That's mean. That's just mean-spirited.
and so they're fighting and arguing to put together the beds. What rooms should they be putting these 5 fucking beds that you guys had the audacity to ask for?
Do we do it?
I mean, probably just one extra in each, right?
Extra in each. Yeah, that works.
Okay. All right, 1 extra bed in each room coming up. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ah, shit. There you go. You got it, Foundry. I will say that they just kind of set up these beds wherever and then fucking leave.
That's fair.
I didn't expect there to be full new beds. Although it is nice to see that some things, such as complaining while putting together furniture, are universal.
All right. Now, at one point, a scene does play out. One of the 100% human and still alive guys in plate armor, who is putting together a bed, is seen chatting up one of the dolls. And when he is caught by Cyrus Belview, he says,
I think this is funny. Well, the master has honored guests, and we didn't have enough beds to satisfy them. And so I put you off guard duty for something important, and you come and you try to chat up to help. What are you even gonna do with her, huh? Stuff your femur up her porcelain twat, eh? You get back to work or I'll grind you up for bread and gelatin. What's I need for the dessert tonight? 'Cause we're not able to have the tiramisu 'cause we're out of the goddamned ladyfingers!
and you see the veteran begin to shake audibly. You hear the xylophone sound of bones rapidly clanking together and against metal, and he says,
Sorry, sir. Milady?
and he runs to get back to work. The porcelain maid curtsies to him, and Cyrus says,
Don't encourage him.
All right. And so he continues to. I mean, dude's a little rough around the edges, but man, he fucking gets shit done. He gets shit done. All right. It is past midnight by the time all the beds are assembled.
So he's like the maintenance person at any place I've ever worked ever.
He says,
I took the courtesy of bringing you up some wines and some breads and some cheeses and some meat. And there's a fine, fresh bottle of virgin human female tapped quite recently. Your vampire might drink of it before it reaches a displeasurable consistency. Fear not, it is not the blood of the dead. We keep all of our sources well tended. Now, is there anything else this humble servant can do for you?
You've been fantastic. I think that's all we need currently.
All right, I'll give you the same advice I gave the cold soldiers. Since you ain't fucking each other, if you get the urges, don't be trying to use the maids. You break that porcelain twat, you're gonna cut your Jimmy up for sure.
That's great advice.
If you've been needing any comforts of the flesh, that nymphomaniac Helga would be glad to service you in any ways you desire, and ones you probably never thought of before. You ever made love to a flesh wound?
Oh my god!
I can't say I have.
I'm told it's quite invigorating.
I'll take your word for it.
Just a simple incision on the top of the skin. You slide in between the meat.
please don't Google this, by the way. I knew a girl that was into that. We stopped talking after that was revealed. All right, so he's gonna head out.
Ladies, attend. Boys, get your bones in motion. If any of these want to try to sneak about you, you know what to do.
All right, and they all clank and kerflop out. The maids all go into inactive Barbie doll pose, standing tall and erect, bosoms heaving out, eyes staring straight ahead.
I imagine the girls want to go take a bath first, so Darius is just going to kind of wait until they're done.
Mm-hmm.
He would actually like to call over one of the maids.
Okay.
And he is going to ask to borrow Mac's notebook. I think Blinsky would actually.
Okay.
And I think this is a desk that's over here. But
yeah. Well, this is a vanity, but you know it'll serve.
Yeah, that
it'll
works.
Serve.
He would actually ask the maid if they could just stand still. And
Sure.
She's gonna start just sketching different.
Okay.
Like
She T poses.
Perfect.
To establish dominance.
I feel dominated.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. But yeah, he's just gonna wait until they're done with the bath. But he's just gonna start kind of doing sketches how this mechanical doll is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, just from the surface, you can see that what joints you can see are definitely jointed like a ball jointed doll. For all intents and purposes, it just seems like a life-size ball jointed porcelain doll.
Yeah. Are there mechanical parts inside of you? Each of you?
She nods. She stares at you. I guess while you're digesting that, I want to check in on my favorite new character, Bones. Bones, how are you and Thomas doing?
Yeah, about the time that really cranky bellhop walked down, Thomas will ring a bell.
Bellhop! Oh my god. All right, keep going. Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to get my feelings in check. All right, keep going.
Yeah, he'll ring a bell and request a razor or barber's kit. He's still Seattle fresh.
Yeah.
West Coast fresh, but he's getting kind of scruffy, so.
Okay. She comes
Wash
back.
basin.
Yeah, she comes back with the stuff, and she kind of gently pushes your chest so that you'll sit down.
Oh, no, that's all right.
And then she has the razor out.
Oh, he will take the razor from her.
Okay, she just lets
It's
you.
Yep, and he'll look at her, and you'll say, "Are you real in there?"
She nods. And she produces a mirror, and she holds it so that you can shave yourself.
All right, he will. I assume it's
Bones,
just like a.
Bones is doing that thing where they're curious but scared. You know what I mean? So that he's kind of like front end lowered, sniffing. Occasional growls, but not like super aggressive growls. Trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah, Thomas will try and navigate a straight razor. It's been a while.
Okay.
But as he does, he'll talk to her and he'll ask her, it's like, "Do you like working in the castle?"
She nods yes.
All right. Yeah, and he'll shave and get as fresh as he can. I mean, he'll strip down to the wife beater.
Okay.
You know, he doesn't want to take up anyone else's rooms. He's a martyr that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Catholic upbringing. Gotcha. All right.
Worse Protestant.
Oh shit. Okay. Hold on. Let me adjust your character. Let's see.
Why is he got a black dot?
All right, keep going.
It's because it's got true faith, like VTM style.
Nice. All right. Time is passing and progressing as you guys are trying your best to be comfortable in a very uncomfortable situation. Except for Anna, who I'm assuming has the grace and poise of a fucking duchess right now.
She probably rolls out with her gown on.
Nice, nice.
So we're gonna flex the charisma for once.
Okay.
You guys have not really seen her this way before. She had gotten a gown from Aragol some time back, and I gave up a lot of stuff for it. I believe all my modern day clothes and a modern day token for it. Basically, it's a deep shade of royal blue. It's reminiscent of the night sky of the Barovian countryside, and there's golden embroidery adorned on various parts of the gown. Reminds you of some of the floral motifs and geometric designs, and just enhances the gown altogether.
Damn.
It fits her perfectly. There's a wide-fitting golden belt, and then the skirt goes all the way to the floor. And it moves gracefully with her as she moves around the suites, I guess. Anyway, she would probably, I want to talk to Thomas at some point, but she will wait with the others until Thomas comes out and is ready.
Okay. Those of you from Barovia, so that would be Ayla, and then I guess Irenia, would recognize that this dress is probably worth 500 gold or 1,000 electrum pieces. It is so, it's not overly opulent, but every part of the dress is of the finest materials and craftsmanship.
Oh, Thomas, you're here. Would it be an opportune time to have a discussion?
Sure. He's busy putting on his tie. Sure.
Which room are you residing in?
Oh, I've just been hanging out in the common room. Seemed a waste.
Okay, Anna gets like a half eyelid look at you and says, "Very well, follow me." And we'll ask you to follow her to her room.
Yeah, he'll go, but give a backward glance to everybody.
Reassuring
guess-
thumbs
yeah.
up.
Oh, come on, Bones, get in there.
Oh, she's in this other room. Oh, you're leaving
Oh.
Bones behind? Okay, yeah. All right.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
she would ask for Bones to stay behind.
Oh, fine.
We can't have a barking dog.
What?
He's not gonna judge you or anything. I mean, he'll
Okay.
judge me.
Sir Thomas, we need to talk about something before we have the dinner with this lord.
Sure.
You have not been told everything.
Well, I gathered that when I got here.
Is Thomas up to speed on what happened with insert pools?
Probably not. It's probably a good idea to decide what he doesn't know.
Okay, well, I'll give my
It was a long fucking carriage ride. You guys could have talked about much stuff.
Yeah, if anybody has information that they don't want their character to have shared with Thomas, type it into chat or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
well, I'm
because
gonna
Thomas
tell
might
him. I'm gonna tell him what happened to Anna at Zerpool.
Okay.
If he needs to know about the Taroka reading, this is the point where she would tell him about it as well.
Ah, okay.
With
Oh,
that-
so, yeah. I don't know if he knows this, so this is a good time to reiterate this information. Yeah, go for it.
okay, let's see. So Thomas, when we arrived at the Vistani the first time we met them, things were very different. We were just trying to find our way in this land, and we had met an old woman there. And we went into her tent, and she told us that destiny had chosen us for tasks. She would go and shut the curtain if it's not closed.
Oh
as well.
yes. So as you approach the window, which looks out on the rooftops of the castle and the perpetual storm that rages outside, you do see peering in the window is a gargoyle. It is very much animated and very much alive, and the blackened hollows that you see in this art are two tiny pinpoints of yellow light, and it's kind of just pushing its nose against the window, looking in.
Oh, Thomas will go, holy shit, and then close the window and
Okay, all
make
right,
sure
fair enough.
Anna gets out of the way.
As I was saying, destiny had chosen us to do some things here. We need to find some items, and we believe one of them is here in this castle. It is in the chapel. This is something that probably not good topic of conversation with the Lord. If you catch my meaning.
Well, I suppose.
The reason
Well, why? Oh, go ahead.
The reason being is destiny has chosen me to become the new ruler of Barovia. And
When you say those words, you get a shot of dopamine in the deepest parts of your brain.
And Thomas, this is not something I wish to be known outside of our circle quite yet.
Why are you telling me at all then?
Because
Take a step closer.
you believe things happen for a reason. I believe that fate chooses special people to do special things. And I think you may have been chosen by fate to be with us and help us in this endeavor. We can all do special things. And I know this may be hard to believe, but do you believe in magic, Thomas?
Thomas will pause. And he'll say, no. I think people, they live and they go about their lives and they die. Sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But no, magic, providence, God, I think in the end it might just be us and what we do with our lives.
I think there's more to life than that. And Dana would make her presence known to Thomas.
He
Probably
will flip and
And Dana drifts right through you over to Anna. She's a teenager-sized humanoid ghostly form that is very reminiscent of the fog that surrounded you when you came into the land of Barovia.
for the second time in 5 minutes, holy shit, and he'll take a step back.
There are things, like I said, that we can do that normal people cannot. And I think with time, the same may happen to you.
He's just like, no, you might have some special destiny, but I work for the Park Service. I fix trails. I get teenagers to stop canoodling on in the public areas, and occasionally I rescue a picnic basket, but that's about it.
Well, you're in Barovia now, and you're a part of this. We have to do this, because the only other alternative is the fate that I've seen the others that have believed in me have. And they've died. And I don't want you to die. I know this is a lot to take in, but I didn't want any surprises to occur if they are brought forth at this dinner. This is a very dangerous man.
So I've heard. His name's been on the lips of everyone since I got here. But at the end, he's got to be just a man.
We shall see. This is our first time meeting him. I will try to answer any questions that you may have. I will try to give you more detail if you need it. But this is where you are now.
Fair enough. He's gonna sit and take that all in.
I think you understand now why I asked Bones not attend this.
Yeah. No, he's a good boy. You don't have to worry about him.
I hope so. And so, yeah, Anna will just fill in Thomas if he needs anything. Otherwise, I don't know how long this conversation would take. Maybe half hour tops.
Yeah, while that conversation is happening, are you guys all just chilling in the hallway? I see your minis in the hallway. I'm just kind of going off of where I see people.
Are you guys listening in?
Because scenes are just going to keep rolling. They're going to keep rolling. No, they're at the far side hallway. You have this nice sitting room, and everybody's just crowded in the hallway. Man, if Mr. Belview could see what you're doing, he'd be so disappointed.
Mackenzie would have gone to take a bath.
And Ayla's going to help Izzy get ready.
Okay, fair enough. So I'll put all three of these ladies in this room. We'll assume that they're taking care of hygiene stuff. Darius, are you drawing her like one of your French girls right now? Is that what's happening in there?
Yes, he would be drawing her like a French girl.
Okay. So wait, you had her disrobe? So you could
had to take off her arm.
He did ask her the question of if it's possible to see the inner mechanics of them.
Okay. Well, yeah. When you asked that, she shakes her head, but she does begin to disrobe.
Okay. Well, then if he can't see like the clockwork or whatever, but it's in, he's gonna just stop her and be like, "That's fine."
As you go to stop her, do you just say stop, or do you like actually physically try to stop her?
He'll say stop, and if she doesn't stop, then he'll physically stop her.
She stops and she looks at you, And then she moves towards you into your personal space. She reaches out for your hand with her hand.
Which hand she?
Your flesh hand.
Okay.
Okay. Do you pull away or do you let her grab your hand?
He watches her very closely.
Okay. Her hand is cold, ice cold porcelain. You imagine if robotics had gotten this far in the real world, this is maybe what it's like. You remember that amazing Will Smith movie where the robot says, "I gave my kid nightmares. My son was scared of robots after he saw that movie." I shouldn't laugh, but I mean, Sonny was a pretty scary robot. Anyways,
Yeah.
so she grabs your hand and she pulls it towards her chest. And she puts it there, and you can feel the very subtle vibrations of machinery. And then she lets go of your hand, and she reaches for your head. Her fingers are about to touch the side of your head.
You'll allow it.
Okay. She starts pulling your head towards her body.
Okay.
All right. She places your ear against her chest, and it does sound like a fucking watch inside.
You'll listen for a few.
She just holds you like that. Not firmly, but you sense that she's not as strong as you, but she's leaps and bounds stronger than the average dude or lady that you've met in your life.
After a few moments, he'll pull away.
Okay.
Say, Master, create all of you?
She nods.
What incredible.
She nods again.
I think I have some things I want to talk to him about. Thank you.
She curtsies.
Where's the bathroom? I think I'll probably go get ready.
Okay. She walks over and she opens the door. She follows you in.
Did you draw a bath?
Okay. Oh yeah. She heads over, produces from her satchel a small pitcher and begins to fill the bath with water. Waving a hand over it, she begins to heat it up. She has these incredible abilities that seem to allow her to heat water and light candles and clean things. It's incredible. I don't know how she's doing it. Magic.
Or science.
Oh, that's true. If you don't understand it, it's just science, yeah. Or science that you don't understand is magic, yeah. That's my whole life, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. While this scene is
afterwards, he'll tell her to stand outside the door. He'll take a shower.
Oh, you don't want her to wash? You don't want her to wash you and scrub your back and stuff?
Nah, that's good.
Opie Sensei's here? No? Okay, she heads out. All right. I don't know what that word means. I just saw it on Reddit. Okay. Anyways, I think Sensei means teacher. I don't know. So over here, as you guys are in the hallway, a woman. You hear the sounds of dogs. The dogs sound large and excited, and they are coming from downstairs, upstairs. Thomas, you hear the sounds of dogs, but give me a animal handling, or handle animals. No, it's animal handling. Okay. All right, yeah, they sound like really big dogs that could be a problem. If you heard something like that out in the woods, you would assume that they were wolves, for sure, like very big wolves. All right, a woman comes into view. She is very pale. She has eyes that are sort of an orangish red. They look more lupine than normal. Big Witcher vibes off of those eyes. She is wearing a Witcher 3 amount of eye makeup, which is to say the best amount of eye makeup a woman could ever wear. And she has sort of a goth girl vibe, but more of like a utilitarian, like comfortable clothes that seem to be almost like leathers, like leather armor. a short kind of bobbed haircut, and then despite her pallid undead nature, she still has lots of freckles from those times out in the sun, ? And she is followed by two fiery beasts from hell. They appear to be wolves, if wolves were demons and filled with lava. Their eyes blaze with the hatred of hell itself, and they look happy to be here. And the woman says, "Where is this puppy I heard about? I want to see the puppy."
Thomas will put a hard hand on his dog.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's giving you a look like he's a pug, and you have brought him to a German Shepherd meetup. Well, no, a pug would probably be stupid enough to think that was a good idea. He looks at you like a Chihuahua who has been brought to a... No, Chihuahua would probably try to fight. You know what? He's just very nervous and scared when he sees these dogs. I'm thinking of all the small dogs, but they're all so indestructibly brave and stupid. Yeah, so she says, "There's the puppy. Is that your
Ooh.
dog, sir?"
It is.
"A pleasure to meet you. My name is Volenta Popovsky."
Thomas, charmed.
"Oh, Thomas, very polite." She says, "Might I introduce you to Ash and Cinder?"
Ooh. Those are some big boys.
They are, aren't they? Not the largest in my collection, but certainly the tamest. Very rarely do they murder indiscriminately.
All right. Thomas will look back and give Tiernan come hold my dog look, and he will attempt to meet the other good boys.
Okay, she's, "Oh, you're so brave." And she says, "Cinder, be good." And Cinder immediately sits obediently, closes their mouth, but what saliva is drooling out, when it hits the stone floor, there is a sizzling sound, like an egg hitting a skillet.
Nah, Thomas is just imagining that. But he does see that they are trained, so
Now, Thomas,
they are
give me another animal handling check. Or no, give me a nature check.
nature.
Yep. Okay, Thomas, these are like no animal you've ever seen before. You can see through the flesh of their stomach and chest to the bones beneath that are illuminated by an inner light. Whatever situation is happening in the mouth area, it must be a scar tissue from like a gangrenous sort of like leprosy or some other skin disease that they survived. Their size and shape indicate that they maybe are related to wolves, but you're not sure. What comes to mind is like stories of like the chupacabra, from like Mexico and things like that. And you're thinking like maybe this is some kind of regional like mutation.
Maybe, or just some mange. He'll he's gonna rationalize until he can't anymore.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But yeah, he will approach within a couple steps and just be like, "Hey there, boy."
You notice that Cinder does not have a wiener.
Fair enough. Like gilded, or is this a lady?
Oh, this is a lady for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Okay. She opens her mouth and there's a and more of that spittle kind of hits the stone floor and pops and sizzles as it hits the floor.
Yeah. But I mean, he will extend his arm to let it get his scent. Which is the thing you do with dogs.
All right. Bones makes a nervous sound behind you. Like, what is this guy doing?
Yep.
He looks up at you, Tiernan, like, what is this guy doing? And Thought looks down from your shoulder at Bones, and he croaks in beast speech, and Bones just shakes his head like he can't believe this shit. All right.
Tom,
give me a handle animals check on this
Yeah,
totally normal dog.
Thomas has worked with bears. He's not
okay.
whole,
All right.
he's not wholly afraid. It's still just an animal.
Okay. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. So it tilts its head so that you may pet it.
All right, so good boy.
Okay. Volenta says, "Amazing. You are a ranger. I have no doubt."
Yes, as my companion told me, it's very powerful in Barovia.
Yes. What is your name again? I'm sorry. I know that you're new to the cast.
It's Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas, you are my favorite now. And what is this fine beast's name?
Oh, his name's Bones, because it's what he
Oh,
likes.
adorable! That's what these like. Thomas, does Bones need to use the restroom?
Probably. Is there a place where we could
Yes, will you
stretch
attend
our
me
legs?
to the garden courtyard that we might walk our animals together? Bones looks around desperately, like, please, somebody, talk some sense into this guy.
Where's a
Please.
responsible adult here?
Thought whispers to you, Tyrion, and he says, "Oh, poor dog. I've seen this before. The animals always get it before the masters."
I feel like we shouldn't let him go, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to make that happen.
You want me to do a ride along with him? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not about to get eaten by them fucking hellhounds. So.
Well, no,
Yeah,
OOC Thomas or Bones is a working dog, so he's probably got like a harness on it. Probably got a harness on him that he can, like something small could probably like ride in on him.
Oh man.
Thought has a mount.
Thought looks at you, Tiernan, and he says, "It's up to you. I'll do as you will, cause you're like filling in for the master."
I think it's even less safe if you all go.
Oh, fair. Good point. Yeah, you're a smart one. He gives you a pat on the cheek. He croaks again at Bones, and Bones looks sad.
Wouldn't it be best for us to give Bones a bath before we all go down to meet the master later?
Oh yeah, Volenta says, "Oh, of course. The master loves those who love themselves, and what better way to show you love yourself than to keep yourself clean and tidy, not like the unwashed peasants of the realm. So, why don't you come along with us, Bones? You're going to get all muddy in the garden. Then you can have a nice bath, little man." Okay, Bones
Come
will
on,
do
boy.
yeah, he will do as you bid.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, boy.
All right, she offers you her arm, like the elbow of her arm.
I mean, he'll hesitate, but he'll take it.
Okay, and you are led away from the rest of the party.
Hi guys.
So you have your backup ready, right?
He looks to Thought and Irenia and the maid
Irenia
that's
says,
standing
"What
there.
does she mean, stinky peasants?" And she kind of lifts her arm, smells her armpit. "This smells like a woman who does work,
That's true, but
Girls get it done.
those fancy people, they like it when you're all bathed, and I suppose this is speaking of Irenia, would you like to share a room?
That board of cheese in there? Sure. Oh,
Well,
share a
yes,
room.
absolutely that too, but
you do glance in at the pro-offered spread, and it is quite fancy. You see everything from like dried apricots to a fucking quail's egg on a wheel of brie cheese. Like, it is real fancy. She says, "Let's eat, then we'll go to take a bath or something."
yes, that sounds nice.
All right. So, I guess real quick, we'll walk Thomas through his walking of the dogs. Is everybody okay with that?
You mean his epilogue?
Yeah.
And so, after 2 sessions, your journey ends. No. So she leads you down some stairs, and then down some other stairs, and then back into the main hall, and then out another hallway, and then out. Actually, no. She would lead you back the way you came to the main hall, and then out the front door. So you would find yourself back in the main corridor. It is still raining outside. She from a what looks like a fine urn by the door. She produces 2 goth girl parasols, and she gives one to you, Thomas. And then you guys head out into the rain. Okay. And so you guys are walking around outside, and as the rain hits the hellhounds, this steam rises off of them. You guys are just kind of walking around.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, so as a ranger, do you favor the bow or the twin blade?
Well, actually, in high school and college, I was part of the archery club. It's
College? Are you a bard?
Oh no, no, like college, where all young men are told they have to go.
All young men from your world have to attend bard college.
Well, it's yes and no. It's so where you go to learn to do what you want to do with your life.
Anything.
Actually,
You could learn anything there, not just how to be a bard.
No, you could. It's amazing what they'll let you take.
Fascinating.
No, there was an archery club, and that's actually how I met my wife.
Oh, you're married.
No.
Thomas will hesitate and like, well, I was.
Oh, did she die?
Yeah.
I'm very sorry for your loss, Thomas.
No, it's all right. It's just a thing that happened.
And do you carry her memory with you?
Every day, and I mean, he'll show he still wears his wedding ring.
Oh. She smiles. She shows you her wedding ring.
Oh.
You can see that it is an ornate bone affair, and that it is filled with high quality and resplendent emeralds.
Oh, that was 3 months' salary. Who's the lucky gentleman?
Oh, Strahd von Zarvid.
Oh. Well, he'll bow now that he knows she's royal or royalty.
Oh, no, don't do that. I'm not like those other brides. I am honestly surprised every day that I piqued his interest. I've never been one for formalities or nobility. I prefer the more wild places in the world. That's where we met, actually. I was a servant of the great Baphomet, Lord of Beasts.
Indeed.
My atrocities against the civilized lands of my homeworld, I guess, garnered the attention of something even darker still than Baphomet. I found myself here in Barovia and continued my good works. That put me in opposition of Strahd and, well, foes to friends to lovers, I suppose. He appreciates the wilder things in life. Do not be fooled by his gentlemanly nature. Beneath the surface is the most primal beast I have ever met.
Can I insight to see how she means that?
Yeah, yeah.
Like is that like he's a, he's a freak in the sheets, or or he's a madman?
Okay.
Wild thing.
He is a freak in the sheets, but also a monster on the streets. You get the feeling that this is the kind of guy that would be laughing at your ill-timed joke 1 minute and then ripping out your throat the next.
I also just look around for bones and where that front gate is.
Yeah, you see it off of this. She says, oh, would you like to see more of the courtyard?
I would, and the rest of my companions, I mean, they mentioned they wouldn't mind a tour as well in their own time. If that can be arranged.
I don't know. I have special permission just for you. You'd have to take that up with Cyrus. He is quite the taskmaster. But the best chef in all of Barovia, perhaps any world.
Nah, because Thomas has seen that Salt Boy video. He's skeptical.
She says, here. Now, mind you the vegetation here. You don't want to get too close to those bushes over there. They bite.
So what else can you tell me about your husband? I mean, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage. I've only been here for a few days, but his name...
As you are walking, you hear a clattering of bones. You look down and see that there's the remains of a goddamn skeleton, human skeleton on the ground.
Oh, and he'll kind of jump back. And it's like,
oh, how embarrassing. She looks up at the walls. One of the bony boys must have fallen off the wall again. She leans down and she looks at it and she says, Are you alright?
I can assume with my passive insight it's a totally 100% real skeleton and not just a gag.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen bones before. Like, you've had to do some grim work as a park ranger.
Oh yeah.
You hear a voice say, I fell. And she says, oh, sweetie, you need to be more careful. He says, I fell. She says, that's all right. Can you stand? I think so. I don't know where my feet are. And she says, just a moment, dear. Thomas, can you help me find this fellow's feet?
Sure. And I think looking at this skeleton is realizing it's real is probably the moment Thomas realizes he's in danger.
So give me an investigation and a medicine.
Alright, investigation.
This is what did it for you.
It had to be a corpse.
Okay.
Sorry. And the medicine.
Oh, wow, okay. You not only find bones, but you find his bones. And she says, oh, excellent. Here, just put these here and this there. All right, take my hand, and you see the skeleton. The bones sort of like tremble a bit, and almost like if there's magnets, they start to move together. And you see the skeleton rise back up.
Thomas will take her hand and squeeze it with the full effect of his 6 strength.
Her hand is cold like a corpse. But she squeezes you back with, well, let me see. She squeezes it back with tremendous strength. And this guy gets up and he says, I fell. I was trying to shoot a bat. And then the bat, it flew at me. It got my mouth. I panicked. I fell off. And she says, it's okay. It's okay, sweetie. Why don't you head to the armory and get yourself some new equipment and get back to work. Thank you, ma'am. And he clatters away. And it's very much like the old-timey stop-motion skeletons of the golden age of cinema. as he heads off.
Let me guess, his name's Harryhausen.
We don't keep track of the Bony Boys' names, so they have serial numbers.
There's too many of
all
them
right.
to keep up with names.
Yeah.
She watches it go and says, "They work hard, don't they?" Would I impose upon you for another 10 minutes or so? Your company is a welcome change of pace. A man who understands nature the way that you do is exciting. And she stares at you with intent.
Gulp. But yeah, he'll take his hand, realizing he is not a guest so much as a hostage, and we'll soldier on.
Okay. For his part, Bones is adapted to the situation, but is trying to stay away from the Hellhounds. But when he finally gets up the nerve to take a dump, one of the Hellhounds just pisses what seems to be like boiling urine on his poop and just melts it. And then stares him down like, "What are you gonna do about it, you little bitch?" Bones stares at you like, "Why are you doing this to me, Thomas?"
Be nice.
So you head through this gate down here, and you see an old chapel. And okay, so when you go, she says, "Oh, are you a religious man? I've heard
My wife.
on some worlds rangers are divine champions."
My wife was. I figure I got it by association.
Oh. Well, then I'm sure your wife's soul is somewhere better than here.
So do I.
It is a hard place, is it not, Barovia?
From what I've seen.
The state of the realm saddens my husband's heart. He has been in a slump. 40 long years of sorrow grip his heart, but lately he is awakened, as it were, to possibilities, I dare say, to hope. Ah, yes, but this is the cathedral to the Morning Lord. It doesn't see much use nowadays.
Yep, he'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice church.
Yeah.
I mean, but you said your husband has hope. What are his plans? I mean, we passed through Valakai on the way through here, and honestly, I agree. The people need help.
Things have fallen into disrepair. It is said that my husband is ancient, and that he is the land. And as he suffers, so too does the land. And as the land suffers, so too does he.
That seems like a bitter cycle.
It is. And a great burden, and an even greater responsibility. But outsiders, they bring change, possibility. Not all are worthy. Most don't make it very far, or last very long, and even more succumb to the temptations of the dark. But every now and then, there are some rare few who shine like beacons in the darkness. It is those that lead his soul, his mood, his ambition out from the shadows, from the deepest crypts of his heart back to the surface. The fact that you have been invited to dinner is auspicious. I have high hopes for you, Thomas. And Bones. Woe the creature that slays either of you, for my wrath will be swift. And she squeezes your hand again with her cold, dead hand.
Same. I mean, with his, his warm and fleshy hand.
Oh, wow. When you say that, she blushes and she says, and there's like this moment where if it was like an anime, she would whisper like baka under her breath and like look away from you. And she says, you play at my feelings, sir. But your kind words are appreciated. Let us return you to your rooms. How long must can your beast wait before he must attend his mortal needs?
Oh, he just went while we're out. He should be good as long as you don't feed him too much right away.
I see. Well, then I
He's a
will
good boy.
I will take you back to your rooms then. All right, and so she will lead you through the castle, the same path you took in reverse, back to the rooms. All right. While Thomas is gone, what are you all getting up to? We'll assume Thomas is gone for over an hour.
Devouring that fucking charcuterie board, obviously.
Is that how it's pronounced? I thought it was Shrek Coochie.
Not
Oh well.
charcuterie.
No, I'm just kidding. My friend and I call it Shrek's Coochie just to make people uncomfortable. So, shout out to you, Cammy. All right, so you guys are eating the Shrek Coochie board, and it is fucking delicious. This is probably the most delicious food you've had since you got here. Maybe, depending on how much of a foodie your character is, the most delicious food you've had in a very long time, or ever. Everything is fresh. Everything is seasoned appropriately, or has the available seasonings that would perfectly enhance it somewhere on the board to mix and match.
While that's going on, I think Ayla's gonna chat up the girls.
Okay. Yeah, a few of them gather around, ready to chat with you.
While she's pinning up Izzy's hair, she looks at her and says, Izzy, I have an awkward question that is probably perhaps a little too personal, but if you don't mind.
That doesn't seem to stop you ever, so go ahead and ask me. Well, yeah.
Well, okay, but I want to at least let you know that I feel bad if it is prying.
Sure.
So, I don't know if you noticed, but Tiernan seems very taken with Irina.
Ooh, when you say that, she looks a little sad, but also a little happy. Like, I'm the friend-zoned crush that thought maybe there was something, but is happy for my friend that he found something good. That's the kind of vibe you get.
Okay. Seeing her reaction, she goes, well, you know, that Vasily seemed very into both of you. She looks back to Mackenzie as well.
Mackenzie shrugs like, it's whatever. You may attempt an insight if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll see what's up with that. She's proficient.
Okay, roll a deception for her.
Yeah, sure. Give me a deception for her. Yeah, I mean, she's cool as a cucumber. She could take it or leave it. Vasily von Holtz, who fucking cares about that guy? He's all right, I guess.
Well, then it appears the way is clear for you, Izzy. As she just kind of narrows her eyes on Mackenzie, but doesn't quite pick up on it.
Izzy says, I mean, he's very handsome and has a presence about him for sure, but I don't have time for that. I'm just trying to stay alive. I take my cues from Anna. Do you see Anna running around making doe eyes at people, falling in love? I don't think so, and I'm not going to either.
Well, very well.
In fact, I'm so glad you brought this up because I've been carrying this around for days. I don't understand what Tiernan is thinking. Irina is wonderful. She is this force of nature. But she is from here, you know? And we are from Earth. Like, what if when we leave, like, she can't go with him? I just feel like all they're doing is setting themselves up for misery.
Yes, but if there's one thing we cannot explain, it is the matters of the heart. Come.
Yeah.
We will keep an eye on them and help out where we can, but nobody appreciates someone else stepping into such deep waters.
Mackenzie says offhandedly, well, I was wondering, do you think that Vasily von Holtz will be at dinner? Because he does work for Strahd. I just throwing that out there.
I don't see why not. If he is such a important person on his staff, I would certainly assume that he would. But you don't care.
Do you think this is a more intimate thing, like a family dinner, or is it just going to be him? How does it work in Barovia?
That would be a question for Anna.
For example, my boss invited a few of us over for dinner at his house, and his wife was there and his kids were there.
But not his.
And it was awkward. My boss is a hard one to understand.
And he only has one wife, yes?
Yes. Well, no, he has a husband.
Oh.
Hold on. I think no, I don't want to waste my battery. But he has a sly smile and a very stoic demeanor. I think he might be on the spectrum, if you know what I mean. But he's a great boss. So.
Yes. I think I pick up what you're laying down, but let us join the others. It is probably getting close to that time.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely not. It's 1:30 in the morning, and you don't have dinner until 7 p.m. But sure.
It's just for ease for you.
Yeah. You guys are rolling towards a. You need to sleep, or you'll have to roll a con save against exhaustion, for kind of pushing yourselves to stand up. So.
And it would encourage everyone to get a rest.
I should mention that as long as you consider yourselves honored guests, and stay in the guest quarters, they are a sanctuary.
I mean, if it's bedtime, then might as well the girls can just sleep in that room. And
okay. Well, I would assume maybe you guys have a palaver in the common room before committing to whatever you do next. Here, I'll just teleport you, Darius. Boop. All right. Okay. So, anything else happened in the hour that he is gone? Otherwise, I'll just fast forward to his return.
We'll ask the maid to leave the room.
Oh, okay. She leaves the room.
Oop.
I think it works.
Anna will fill in everyone on what's expected at dinner. Just the basic stuff, so you guys all get the hint. Even the NPCs that weren't in the carriage, and we talked about it before. Mm-hmm. We will talk about the various things that we discussed during the week as to not what to talk about or bring up. The question I ask is, what do we do if he brings it up?
There's nothing we can do about it. Talk politely. Starts frothing.
They know things about us, Darius. I am concerned.
I mean, if they know things. Have to be the one to talk about
it. If they know things and they say those things, I don't think that we should deny them. I don't think that would go well for us.
I agree. She kind of gives Ayla a look just to make sure you're on board.
Ayla will nod.
Is
then,
window open?
It's not open, but it's like glass, so you can kind of see out. It's got that beautiful like old homemade glass that like is like warped from age.
Yeah, it like runs down to the side.
Yeah, I don't know why this was open, but yeah, they are not open because rain would be getting in and be horrible.
The only person I'm really concerned about now is Anna would look at Irenia.
Oh, Tiernan, when you look out the window, you do see flying by is a fucking gargoyle. It just flies by the first window and the second window, and then it is gone.
Those gargoyles are very unnerving.
If you didn't know any better, you would say that they are patrolling the windows of your rooms.
It's the case, I think. Be careful. Say.
Yes.
And Irenia looks at you, Anna, and says, I am going to be so quiet at dinner. I'm not going to say anything about how he let my village fall to ruin, that the burden of that nearly killed my father, and then eventually my father did die, that my brother is at his wit's end about what to do. Not going to say any of that stuff. And
I
she's
believe
gonna
you,
That's
Irenia.
probably smart.
Oh, nice. She wipes her brow because she's not very good at deception. So she says, "Oh, good. Okay."
Yeah, okay, insight check over here.
Oh, god damn it! All right. Oh shit. Okay. Oh yeah. Holy shit. She's definitely telling the truth.
Alright.
Hmm? Maybe she's finally learned her lesson.
Does anyone
Okay.
have anything else?
I guess at that point you would hear the relieved barking of Bones and the quiet murmurs of Thomas in the hallway.
Thomas, we're in here.
All right. As soon as Volenta is out of sight, Thomas will bolt
Oh,
inside
sorry.
the door.
As she's walking down the stairs, you hear her say to another person, "Be nice. They've been through a lot. And Thomas should not be harmed." And you hear another voice say, "Of course. You know me." And you see the most handsome twink. I'm sorry, that's not the appropriate term. You see the most handsome man you've ever seen. Dare I say beautiful, not handsome. Come up the stairs. He is wearing what looks like just a very fine suit of silk, and he is adorned with so much silver jewelry. And he wears fashionable white gloves on his hands. His eyes glimmer like two pale sapphires, and his tousled mop of blonde curls bounces merrily on his head. He stands about 5'10" and has a slight build. He looks over at you and he says, "Hello, Ranger. Am I catching you guys at a all right moment?"
Thomas will give a nod.
He extends his
and
hand
say,
in a sort of limp handshake gesture. You're not sure if you're supposed to shake it or kiss it, the way he's holding his hand out to you.
He'll take his hand.
Mm-hmm. He waits to
and
see
give
what
it
you do.
He's gonna give it a firm, like, 2 shakes.
Okay. You are probably not the kind of person that gives a firm handshake, but he likes that you tried. And he says, "Oh, a man's man." And he purrs in your ear as he walks closer to you. "A man's man?" And at that point, you guys see this guy leaning in and whispering in Thomas's ear. He looks past Thomas at all of you, and his eyes glimmer with a mischievous light.
Hey,
I'm in.
yeah, help you.
You may. My name is Escher, and I heard you're from Earth. All right,
Some
well,
of
so
us
am I,
are.
baby. Let's talk it out. And he pushes past Thomas into the room.
You're from Earth as well.
I am the good old US of A. And he sits
Us
down. And
too,
he says,
actually.
"Oh, you have
Seattle.
colored folk. That's wonderful."
His eyes.
Escher, when are you from the USA? Just
When? Sometime in the 20s, I got a little misplaced.
the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm,
So you've been here a while then?
Yeah. President Hardin. Yeah. No.
No, it's no. I mean, I'm familiar.
How's he doing? Did he really? How did he muck it up?
Uh,
America's still there, right?
yes.
Okay.
100 years later, right? That's how long you've been here.
Oh.
100 years?
Has it been 100 years already? Gosh, time flies.
we're from 2020.
No, impossible.
No, yeah, the world didn't end.
So, what's new? What's happening?
Well, first off, they don't just say colored folk.
Really? What? Did they just go back to? And he says the N-word.
No,
Darius very
African
much
American.
narrows his eyes at this guy.
He says, "I'm sorry. Daddy Strahd. He doesn't say. He tells us that, quote unquote, the color of one's skin doesn't matter, and I believe that. I'm on board for that. I mean, Ludmilla, after all, is amazing. But I'm just trying to, kind of fit in a bit more. Reaching back into the past, Earth talk. I know that racism was kind of a cool thing.
It's not cool anymore.
Oh, wait. Does that mean, people that maybe find love in other places are doing okay?
Better, yes, much better actually.
Better? You saying the colored folk are doing better than the gay folks?
No.
Oh, it's still pretty bad?
I mean, it's not great on either front, but it's very, very marked improvement since 1920.
That's wonderful to hear. All right. In that case, I will cast all that aside.
And depending on where you're from, it's almost the same as just everyone. Everyone.
Chicago.
Okay,
How's Chicago doing?
Not the worst.
Hmm.
It could be Gary.
So, how did things turn out when women were allowed to vote? I didn't get to see the outcome of that.
It's just sort of the norm now.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
made a big deal about it, but then, yeah, a few years later, it's just kind of expected.
Oh, all right. I mean, it is, one of those things that kind of sets us apart from the more savage countries. Democracy, Americans running the country through the right to vote.
Yeah, it's much more rich people running the country through right to vote, but you're from the 1920s, you know that.
Yeah, I just had hope,
There was a little progress made, but...
Ooh. How did movies turn out?
They're big. They're real big.
Oh, yeah? I knew they were going to be. I was very excited. I was an actor, you see. Stage, but I was saving up to move out west. I was going to get into the film industry.
I think you'd have been huge.
Did you guys see Last of the Mohicans? From Maurice Jr. Oh, it was so good.
Do you get shipments? How does...
Well, remember, he fell ill while filming it, and he had to pass on the rest of the project to Clarence Brown. It was just an incredible swan song for the director. And just...
Go ahead, sorry.
I just... The nature scenes, the casting for the Indians, oh my goodness, it was so good. Yeah, I envisioned this idea. Listen, instead of the movies being silent, we would record all of the spoken lines and the music, right? And then we could play it on a phonograph, perfectly timed with the movie. Huh?
That's
That
already
is brilliant, and that is basically where they ended up going with it. So you were
Oh,
visionary.
incredible!
That's already
Ahead of your
happening
time.
now. Sound,
Irenia says,
color.
"Well, you are in the movies too?" That's just while I was trying to get into the movies. She says, "I want to be in the movies as well. I'm going to try out for Pirates of the Caribbean 9. He's pretty excited about it." He says, "I didn't know you were an actor. That's amazing. Maybe we could read lines together. I have some of my favorite plays that I've collected from the, Vistani. I put a little bird out there in their ears to keep an eye out on some of the finer plays. Did you know, and don't tell my husband, there is a play called The Curse of Strahd."
Play about.
Yeah.
There is?
Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's very popular in the world called Faerun.
Huh.
Mm.
I don't think so.
Well, I have to ask, how many of you have cars? And did your cars come with you? And can I ride in your cars?
I had a truck.
Can I
but
drive your car? Oh, can I drive your truck?
If it was here, absolutely, but it got left
Oh.
behind.
He didn't come with us.
It's a Ford, right? American built?
Actually, yeah, it probably would have been.
The finest automobile company in the world.
There were
There's more than just 4.
Really? Who else is making cars? Oh, the Germans. Yeah?
Germany, Japan, a lot of places.
Japan? Are you serious? Making
Yeah.
cars?
Yeah, Toyota.
Okay.
Hyundai,
they've
Suzuki.
done a few interesting things since you were last there.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was this whole like we can catch up on current events and well, not so current anymore events. At some point. Right now, did you just want to reminisce, or was there something else that you needed to before we get too drawn into this?
Oh, well, I don't want to be rude, but I am essentially waking myself up in the middle of what would be my night to come. Well, no, actually, it's the perfect time of day. I'm waking you up in the middle of the night because you guys sleep during the day, I'm assuming.
No,
Sleep
we were
during the
actually,
night normally, actually.
We were about to go to sleep. Sleeping.
Oh, you do sleep at night, so I'm keeping you up. Oh, I wanted to come sooner, but Cyrus said that you needed time.
No, it's fine. I'm happy to talk with you a little more. It's just if there was something that was urgent, I wanted to make sure we got into that before we started
Urgent?
diving into.
What could you possibly do for me that would be assuaging any urgent needs that I might have?
I have
Other than
no
my
idea.
urgent need for Earth gossip and history.
Then let's get back into it.
All right. This is a psychic vampire. He will. They are also called extroverts. He will feed upon you as long as you are willing, and he will stay up all night listening to you talk about Earth, your jobs, your lives, your interests, celebrity gossip, literally anything. He craves human interaction. He has some extreme extrovert that does not get fed enough energy.
Yeah, I mean, if the topic is going to be on cars, Darius will actually engage in the conversation. Having worked at his dad's car dealership.
Oh man! All right, he's into that shit. He likes movies. He likes cars. He likes manly men.
The problem is with his 3 charisma, it's not going to be the best conversation.
he does ask if you have any opium, and when you say no, he says, "Would you like some?" And then he's also into fine cigars, which he will share if anybody wants them.
Man, the
But
bear in the
but
house.
without going on at length, he is a social butterfly who is quite lonely and will stay as long as you allow him to, and will keep you awake all night if you allow him to.
Darius will smoke one cigar to
Mm-hmm.
engage in the conversation, and then after that's done, to sleep. We'll ask if this guy will be at the dinner tomorrow or tonight.
He says, "Well, of course I will. I think all the brides will be there. We're all so eager to meet you. I couldn't wait. I had to meet you myself, just in case not all of you made it through dinner.
What would that be?
Oh, some people have a... Some people just, I guess, were raised in a barn. They come into a man's house and they insult him at his own table. Something that my husband does not abide."
Since,
Understandable.
If they're lucky. I hope he's feeling gregarious and magnanimous and merciful. I don't think I'd want to watch another live skinning. The screams stay with you for weeks.
your best not to. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, well, good night, Darius. And he blushes when he says your name.
Right.
So I have to ask Tiernan, and tell me if I'm being too nosy, and if you just want me to be surprised with everyone else. But did you bring a gift, and what is it?
We brought a couple things. We have
Ooh.
some ideas about what to give. This is a good opportunity. What sort of gifts does your husband most appreciate?
Well, he does not want for anything material. So in a way, he's kind of like these fairies I read about in one of his books. He adores sentimentality. So if it is something precious, that is the value he seeks. Otherwise, something, some act or oath of promise, and also just oddities, curiosities, things he may not have seen before. Though at this stage of the game, I don't know what that man hasn't seen.
How long has it been since another traveler from Earth was here?
Ooh, Earth. It's been a while. None that I know of since I came. There was that Luke fellow, but he's not from our Earth, if you know what I mean. Apparently in that Earth, the Puritans had their way, and there weren't a lot of social or technological advances. America just became sort of a warfare against the occult, hunting witches and Satanism and all that good stuff. On the bright side, slavery never took off on that timeline, at least not in the Americas.
That is good.
Yes, but I wasn't allowed to track down Luke. Apparently, he is needed elsewhere. A shame, because he was a pretty one. I say was. He's still alive. Last I checked. I was excited when he joined up with you, but I guess it wasn't to be.
Huh. I had no idea.
No idea about what?
About any of his background.
Oh. You just sort of travel with people with minimal knowledge? That seems kind of risky.
We didn't really travel with him for long enough to very much to come out. It was more important to him what what he became since coming here, I think.
A gift that many of you share, I've heard.
Or at least are on our way to.
What do you think? Will they embrace it?
I think that many of them aren't ready to, but we're very busy, it seems. I'm not sure if there'll be time to prevent it.
Yes, outsiders, they move and shake the world. I did a little moving and shaking myself before I caught the Dark Lord's eye. And other parts. Must confess, I'm a little glad that Reed didn't make it. I was afraid of the new competition. I'm sorry, that
depends.
sounds so
Can you
selfish
lift-
and heartless.
Can you lift more than 32 pounds?
I can now.
I don't think you have much to worry about then.
Well, I don't have anything to worry about at all. He's
Reed
quite
was
dead.
he was a good friend, but I don't think seeing
And the jawline. Oof. I just couldn't believe how quickly he got over Adrian. But then again, your brother, Irenia, I could see how easily one could forget the previous love when something like that comes wandering in front of you.
It's remarkable that you know so much about us. It's like you wouldn't have been around for this, but it's like we're on a reality television show. And then I explain what reality television shows are.
Oh my gosh, so there's so many movies that you could just watch them all the time, and that there's so many stories being told via that medium that they had to just put them out all the time, not just in the theaters.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I suppose in a way, yes, we have something similar. Every now and then at dinner, Strahd will sort of show us what you've been up to, and just sort of a highlights reel. Riveting. I look forward to it. Each and every telling of your story. And your romance. Oh, you too.
Thank you.
It is weird, though, when you two started kissing in that very passionate kissing scene in the middle of Valakai, Strahd did look troubled. Maybe he's concerned that your love might cloud your judgment. I don't know. It definitely hit him hard.
Well, I'm sorry to have upset him.
I don't know if he was upset, but he's hard to read. And he can be very cold and very distant. He says, and he just makes the most sad face, like Escher doesn't get love from anybody. It can be very hard to keep his attention. And he kind of chokes back some tears.
Well, at least you have such a nice place to stay in. Like you have the rooms here are fantastic. I'm assuming that yours is even more so.
He looks around. It is adequate.
So once you became Strahd's husband, have you not been able to pursue any of your own personal projects, or?
Well, there is a flaw in my personality. I love too deeply, Tiernan. When we wed, he became my whole world. All of my waking hours are to attend his happiness, his desires, his passions. I never seem to make time for myself.
No, you do a little bit. At least you're here, right?
I suppose. He says, "So, tell me this television," and he tries to move the conversation back towards movies and film and television and such. I will warn you, Tiernan. He will keep you guys all awake all night unless you tell him to leave.
We'll talk for a little bit more about TV and stuff, and then we'll go into something like, well, tell you what, next time we hang out like this, I'll have to. Someone I think had some things on their phone. We might be able to show you a little bit of modern cinema. But for now, I think we need to rest and prepare for dinner.
Of course. All of you attend to your needs, and please be as rested and washed as you can. And I'll see you at dinner. All right, and around 4 a.m. he leaves you guys. Does anyone else stay up to 4, or do you guys like fuck all that and you head to bed?
Oh, Ayla went to sleep as soon as she left the room.
Oh yeah, fair. Okay. So anything else noteworthy? Otherwise, I will advance the clock. Does anybody try to do some snooping around?
If this is after the long rest has completed and it's like during the day?
No, I'm asking before you click your long rest button. Does anybody get up to any shenanigans?
No, fuck that.
All right. So I will advance the clock.
I'm lucky.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tiernan, we'll talk to Izzy for a second though. In that,
all
right. Izzy, before with the Dusk Elves in the Vistani, it had been mentioned that perhaps some of us or one of us could go home. And you mentioned talking to Strahd about it. Is this something you want to pursue?
She looks at you and she says, "Go home alone without you?"
I don't think he'll let me leave. That was what sort of was conveyed before.
Her face is just sorrow. And she says, I want to go home, but I don't want to leave you here.
And I don't want you to leave either, but I do want what's best for you. This is why I wanted to ask you. I don't want to spring anything on you. I wanted to get a sense of what you were feeling, what you were thinking.
I'm thinking that you two have each other, and I just want to go home, and I feel terrible for it, but that's what I would want.
That's okay. That's okay. I want you to be safe.
She starts crying and she says, "I want us all to be safe, but I don't even know what good I'm doing here. And after what happened that night at the coffin shop, I don't know if I can do this anymore, Tiernan."
I understand. And the only qualm I would have about you leaving is that you and Mackenzie have grown somewhat close, and I don't want it to affect her negatively either. So maybe if you could, I don't know,
I'll talk
if
to
you
her.
would.
I'll talk to her in the morning, sure. I didn't realize the time. That guy just talked forever. He's very engaging.
That's true. He was quite the character.
Like a +10 to his persuasion. She says, I'm gonna head to bed.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Okay. Any other scenes before?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Before we go to bed, we will order that bath for Bones.
Okay.
He needs it.
All right.
Get him nice and clean.
Okay. And do you get a bath?
I'm sure I will get a bath while I'm giving him a bath.
Oh, okay. So do you require the assistance of the porcelain maid after she sets the bath?
That depends on how well Bones is acting.
I mean, Bones is he's in his quiet place right now, trying to process everything that's been happening.
No, I'll take care of him.
Okay, the maid leaves the room for you.
Okay.
Okay, so add a little blue dot to both of you, a little aqua dot. There we go, nice and clean. All right, and yeah, you won't die for being Protestant. I'll take that black dot off. There you go. All right. All right. Any other scenes before "quote unquote" morning, which would actually be noon, which would be the middle of the night for the castle? All right. So, hit that long rest button, and what do you do now?
Morning comes. Yeah, funny enough, Darius was actually gonna ask Mac that or have that same conversation with her. Don't have to run through the whole thing, but just to see like what her thoughts would be.
Well, Mackenzie says, if we get to leave, we should leave. How is this even a conversation? Why would we stay, Darius?
Problem is, you may get the pass. I don't know if I will. Everyone keeps saying that we have fucking destinies. If that's actually the case, I think I'm stuck here for.
Well, I'm not going to leave you then. If I go back without you, I'm going to be the only person to "quote unquote" survive the disappearance, and I don't even know where I would begin to explain it. So I don't feel like getting locked up in a health facility while I struggle to find a way to explain where everyone else went. So I don't think I would go home alone.
Rather
I
have
guess
you survive.
I guess
than...
if Izzy would go with me, then perhaps the two of us could, I don't know, explain it together.
I'd rather have you go back, survive,
I feel
and not.
I feel like if Thomas came back with the two of us, I mean, yeah, maybe we could corroborate. Can't all be crazy. We could at least come up with something.
Something.
I don't know. I've been thinking about that possibility. It makes me sick. And it sounds stupid, but I feel like leaving now would be a betrayal to Anna, to Eastmark, to Irenia.
I don't think you need to worry about Anna, because
I feel like I made a difference at home, but here I feel like I could make a real difference for what it's worth.
I'll leave it up to you. My thoughts.
It's appreciated.
So I want to see you get hurt.
Some maids start bringing in breakfast, by the way, for you guys.
Are you in the common room?
All right. So you guys all start meeting in the common room, where all manner of delicious brunch items are brought in. Beautifully arranged, fresh, delicious, beautiful. Sausages, bacon, eggs, croissants, all manner of condiments, dipping sauces, fresh fruits, waffles.
Oh, Thomas can't escape his room.
Aw. There you go.
I can't see the door. Thank you.
Aw.
Let us out.
Strawberries, hell yeah.
I guess I should ask, does anybody not eat any of the pro-offered food?
Ayla doesn't, just because she doesn't eat it.
Did you drink any of the blood?
She did drink the blood.
So you did eat some of the pro-offered food.
Oh yeah, just not breakfast this morning.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So the maids stand in attendance at the door in case you guys need anything.
Did you guys sleep?
Wonderful.
They're definitely not guards. I just want to throw that out. They're just maids who are standing by the door. Okay. Keep going.
Surprisingly, it was nice.
All right, Thomas.
Irenia pokes at the waffle and says, "What is this?"
Well, you, I think, would love it.
It's like a pancake, but weird. All right, she will try it, and of course she loves it, and begins to eat too many of them. Bones makes sad crying sounds, even though he's a professional work dog, which is very out of character for him, Thomas, that he would try to beg for food like that.
Well, we usually don't give him people food, but these are unusual circumstances.
Oh, when that conversation happens, one of the maids makes an exaggerated like clankety clank clank and like, palms herself in the forehead, and she holds up a finger to say 1 minute, and she leaves.
And as soon as she does, Thomas will like shake one of the empty pitchers to the other ladies. Like, could we get another one of these, please?
She curtsies and she leaves.
All right. And the second they leave, Thomas will whisper, "We have to get the hell out of here."
We can't leave, Thomas.
Until after this dinner.
No, you didn't take a stroll with one of his wives last night. They will kill us.
What do you think they'd do if we left?
I don't know, but I'd rather take my chances out there. This is not a castle, and he'll point around to all of this. This is a feeding place for animals. Where wolves or bears corner and catch their prey. We're not safe.
We are not safe anywhere.
Well, at least you understand the situation we're now in.
Yeah, no shit.
Look, this guy rules this whole land, or what? So, no matter where we go, probably gonna presence or whatever. But we at least make a good impression. Maybe he'll lay off us for a bit. Maybe.
Thomas, do you remember the discussion we had yesterday?
Yeah.
We are trying to... I'm sure there's this saying in your world, not poke the bear. So we have plenty of reason to.
Mm-hmm.
And this timeline taking place before the Baldur's Gate 3 announcement, that still means what you think it means.
We have to face this man eventually. He asked us to come. We're doing what he asked for now.
From what we know, he's the only one who people in and out of this place. So if they want to come home, have to ask.
So, Thomas, as you are listening to this, the frog that's always with Tiernan hops down onto the table. It reaches out with one of its front legs and it grabs a sausage, and it just starts like, just like, gulping it down. When it's done, it looks at you and it says, "Oh, so you're a believer now? What happened on your little walk that made you finally come to your senses? Was it the fucking hellhounds, the vampire, or did you see something else?"
He'll stare at the toad, being not the strangest thing he's seen today.
Yeah, okay.
And yes, that toad is actually talking to you.
And
His name is
he'll and he'll say, I don't believe in a lot, but I believe there's things out there worse than death, and last night I met one of them.
Heard from the Markovs, apparently there's worse things than just death.
Oh,
Just-
the door opens, and they bring in a bowl of beef chunks for your boy. And then they stand next to the door again. And then the door opens again, and they bring in more juice and water and wine and blood for Ayla.
I was going to ask if they brought her, go-go juice.
And then they stand by the door.
Darius would look at the maids and ask them, stand outside of the doors.
They both curtsy and they stand outside.
They actually listen.
Do you think it's wrong to, she kind of points to the goblet she's holding.
Be yourself, Ayla.
I hope it doesn't make anyone uncomfortable.
Blood beasts, werewolf, fires.
Well, just think of it as tomato if it makes you feel better. She'll start drinking.
Look, Thomas, we're in the real shit situation, and tonight is the absolute worst of it. It could go well, poorly, but I think we have to try and be smart. The guy seems interested in us, so we at least give him something to sit in. Not insult the guy. And you don't insult the man inside his own home.
Yeah. Thomas will agree.
All right. So it's 12:30 in the afternoon. You don't have dinner till 7. What do you guys get up to? Or I can just fast forward time to dinner.
They told us we needed to stay in the guest suites.
Correct. Well, no. They said you will be safe as long as you stay in the guest suites.
Man, I'm thinking about it.
We could all go together.
Yeah, I guess we could all go.
Darius will actually walk the halls just to keep his not cooped up too much. But he won't leave the stairwell. And then
You guys,
occasionally he'll ask one to come back and continue sketching and stuff like that. But that's pretty much what he gets up to unless someone else asks him something.
do you want to go to the chapel?
Trying to now?
Do we ask him after? Do I ask permission to go after during the dinner? When would you recommend?
Perhaps maybe later on, because what worries me is if we do find something, would he know? Would he sense it?
I mean, he's saying, not he, that, what's that guy's name? When he decided to say colored, Escher. He was saying that Strahd watches it. So we have no idea. He's doing that before dinner, then he'll know something's up.
Well, I could say that I'm going for my routine daily prayers. I am a devout follower of the Morning Lord. and I need my entourage with me.
Your entourage that includes her. Like the Ayla.
Of course it does. She's no different than the rest of us.
So she won't burst into flames if she steps in a church.
Well, technically, didn't
Just
that happen?
Just asking here.
Well, but Valakai was attacked in the church, was it not?
But the Valakai didn't have the bones. We don't know the chapel.
Well, I doubt it's any more sanctified here than Valakai.
Hey, I'm just asking.
Well, how about this? If I all of a sudden, I don't know, combust, maybe you pull me out and pat me down.
Look, we need something in there. I think maybe we ask during dinner and then go either way.
Maybe after dinner we can stop by the chapel, have a prayer before we go to sleep.
Whatever you all think is wise, but we need to be there.
Yeah.
Or Thomas will say, "We could go now. I know the way."
Anna stands up.
And Thomas will say to the ladies there, "My friends and I'd like to go to the chapel, if that's allowed."
They both sort of stare at you. They do not curtsy or give any indication. They just stare at you.
Anna follows Thomas.
Okay. The two porcelain maids just sort of stand like Barbies in a box, just staring straight ahead into the room.
Are they going to step aside, or are they blocking the way?
Beats me. I mean, they don't have their arms akimbo or anything. I'm saying they are hands down at their arms down at the sides, straight posture, boobs out, staring straight ahead.
All right. Thomas will walk by, and as he does, he'll say, "It's okay to tell them we left."
She curtsies to you.
I mean, we got to be safer during the day, right?
Anna looks at Darius.
His last words.
Oh, gotta grab bones.
Mackenzie says, "Should we all go?"
Should separate from each other.
Last time we split up, Mackenzie.
Fair.
No,
but this time those of us staying here would be the people at the inn drinking. So I don't want you guys to be the ones going to the coffin shop. Fine. All right. Thought hops into your backpack and says, "I'm here in body and spirit. Should you need me?"
Thank you, Thought.
Let Thomas lead the way.
All right. There's a quote-unquote eastern staircase and a quote-unquote western staircase. Both lead up and down.
Darius will turn to one of the maids and just be like, "If anyone asks, we went to the chapel to have a morning prayer."
All right. The one you address curtsies to you.
All right, and Thomas will attempt to retrace his steps from last night.
We could always ask one of them to take us.
Guess we. No. Those things are built by the Dark Lord. knows what else is in there. I know there's some mechanics, but
Well, they know where we're going. It's not as if that will be a secret anymore.
He just gives Ayla a look.
All right, just like a man, not to ask for directions.
Tom just said he knows the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we stopped by there last night.
You can't get lost.
That's right. Now that I'm on board, let me shine.
Oh, please. Glimmer away.
Spirit hands. All right, he'll jump to retrace his steps.
Okay. Let me hero stack you guys. All right, so you head down the stairs for a bit, until you get to this hallway. Hold on a sec. Let's see. Where's that at? Here we go. Okay. Ooh. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Sorry, I have to adjust some of the maps for day versus night. All right. Okay. So, what does this say? There's some notes here. Okay. Let's see. All right. Cool. So you guys head down the stairs. You see the place where you are supposed to go. Nope, that's a fucking bed. Let me try again. I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. There we go. God, there's a lot of you.
You guys should be totally safe.
So let's see. This area.
Safety in numbers and all that.
All right. So you guys come out into this room right here. You see that there are those ornate double doors where you hear the organ music on the other side. And looking around this room, this hallway, you do see that there is a suit of armor right here. You can see that the armor gleams and shines with beauty. It stands out amongst the sort of decrepit and neglected surroundings. Veins of ruby red run along the legs and arms of the suit of armor, as if outlining blood vessels. And against the light of this brazier to the south, you could swear you see them pulsate slowly with an inner glow. The door to the entry, which would also lead outside to the courtyard, is to your right. And even if you see like buttons that you could click to go to those scenes, please don't, because it's a hassle. If with this many miniatures, for some of you to go to another map while others are on a different map, and it's just yeah. So even though we have the capability, it's just easier for me to move you guys manually from map to map. So, so do you leave this area and head to the entry hall?
Yeah, Thomas will
Okay.
lead the way.
All right. Okay, so as you guys come to the entry hall, here you go. You know that the door is ahead and to the left. That would lead outside. There is a door ahead and to your right that looks rather ornate. And then there are stairs that lead up to what looks to be some kind of landing.
Calling Thomas.
Okay.
All right. Thomas will lead to where he was. Plausible deniability, we weren't up to mischief if we go where we said we're going to go.
Okay. So as you begin moving through the room, right as you kind of reach the middle of the room, you see that the 4 stone dragons begin to move. And they roll themselves into initiative.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
I figured this was gonna happen.
Because there's so many of you, if you could roll yourselves into initiative, that would be great. Everybody's got to be in different spaces, which would be very good for breath weapons. So I will take the liberty of randomly placing everyone into squares. Let's see. All right, is that everybody? I guess that's everybody. Okay. All right, and here, Thomas, I'll add you to initiative real quick.
Okay.
There you go. All right, so I see 5 of you and 4 of them. All right, you guys are all rolled in. Oh shit, do I have combat carousel and the other one on at the same time? Oh, updates, fun. I suppose we could leave it on. I don't want to do a restart at this point of the session. So, all right. So as everybody rolls in, Thomas, if you go to the 2 swords of the top right, they'll be next to the 2 little talkie boxes. You should see yourself, and there will be a little die next to your picture. And if you click that, you should be prompted to roll initiative. There we go.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, beautiful. Okay. And let's see if we got some good music we could play here. All right. Go ahead and throw some of this on. We have, 10 minutes or so left. I don't mind going a little bit later if you guys can go. Otherwise, we'll stop, as close to time as possible.
I can't today.
Okay. All right, Ayla, you've won the initiative.
She'll look at everybody real quick and just say, leave or stay or fight. Or, leave or stay or go.
Leave.
All right. We came from the south, right? Ayla will book it.
Okay. I will mark that you have gone to the south. We'll just say that if you are on Ayla's space, we assume that you have left for the previous map. All right. Who do you pass to, Ayla?
She'll pass to.
Is Irenia? She's not a companion yet, right? No, she's not a companion.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So she will have her own initiative. Okay.
Okay. She'll pass to Thomas.
All right, Thomas. These look like the dragons from Game of Thrones, but they're about the size of. Well, they're bigger than your dog.
Yeah.
They have eyes that look like pits of shadow, and red and black scales.
All right, this is above his pay grade. He will tell Bones to back, and they will also flee.
Okay. All right. Who do you pass to?
I will pass to Tiernan.
Okay. So you are when you say flee, you are move and dashing. Is that my understanding?
Well, I will keep up with, and I will move dash if necessary.
Okay. So I should ask Ayla, are you move dash dashing?
She is
Like what?
move dashing, but not cunning action, is because she wants everyone to keep up together.
So would you be taking a dodge action then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then you guys, Bones and Thomas, Thomas, you being a rogue as well, you could do the same. You could move, dash, and dodge.
Right. Yeah, we'll do that.
If you're into that shit, I don't know. I mean, you got the action economy for it. Who do you pass to?
Oh, Tiernan.
All right, Tiernan.
So since we're running back and not towards the chapel,
I will say that Izzy and Mackenzie, I need wisdom saving throws from both of them.
Yeah, fair.
I figured.
Okay. All right. Mackenzie keeps it together. Izzy is feared too. This is a good thing to see if the upgrade to or the update broke on this server or not. Our convenient effects. So let me check. Fear 2. All right, it's working. Cool. Okay, yeah, she's breathing deep and all that. She didn't see them, but they are making like velociraptor sounds. And when she hears those low sort of chirps and growls, she is like transposed back to that night.
Yeah. That's not. What does fear do for this? It's just minus.
Just -2 to everything.
Okay. Tiernan's just gonna like put his arm on her back and like go Izzy and push her towards where Ayla and Thomas ran off to.
Okay.
And then he will grab. He'll move up here and grab Irene's hand and hold action to run with her.
Okay. Okay. She says she shakes her head and she just kind of motions for you to go with Izzy.
Okay, we'll go then.
She didn't want to say my action economy is faster than if I wait.
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
They're not. Yeah. Okay. All right. Who do you pass to?
We'll pass to Irene.
All right. Irene will go with you, and she will pass to Darius.
Darius will and action dash move. Her disability Kenzie. Stay close. So she's going to use her reaction to move.
Oh,
Darius.
smart. So she
And
can get a
then-
dodge in.
Yeah, and then she's
Okay.
going to use her movement to move next to and then action dodge.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll pass.
You can just stack her on everybody else. Pass to Anna.
Yep.
All right, Anna.
Anna takes off, keeps up with everybody.
All right. Okay. Just a sec. Let's go to the other map.
Uh-oh.
It's been a while since I had something to play with. Let's see. There we go. All right. So I would assume, let's see, a speed of 30 feet. Yeah, you guys would make it to the archway to the stairs, essentially. So I'll move you guys over to there. A nice confined space, the stairwell. So here we go. And those of you who are dodging should definitely have that activated. Let me see through somebody's eyes that can see. Okay, it says you're allowed to stand here. So what we'll do is we'll say that these are people that are in the stairwell. You guys may position yourselves as needed. If you are sharing a space with someone else, you will be squeezing, which is not a great status effect in 5e. All right, and so we will end the initiative with the 4 dragons using their 60-foot flight speed to pursue you into this map, and their mouths flickering with dark, shadowed flames. That's what we'll end the session. All right.
Sorry, you guys.
Why are you sorry? This is how stories are told.
No,
It's
it's
a
all good.
wonderful.
Second one, I get him killed.
This is a wonderful story we're telling together.
You
How our
learn,
combats go.
you learn through pain.
And what a
backup
first
characters are gonna-
first combat for you to have. Like, this is very
The
exciting.
backup characters are gonna hate me.
Wow, you're very confident that you're going to be the sole survivor. That's cool. I like that attitude. Strong attitude. All right.
My backup character is here with us.
Okay. So I'll take you guys back to the dashboard. All right. Right. So, quick announcements. Despite my vacation that's coming up, you guys are not impacted. So we will be here again next week to see how things go. Will we make it to dinner? I think everyone's curious to find out. Other announcements. Plans of Sea of Thieves this afternoon. I think we got one more spot if anybody is interested. Tonight, Mythic Odyssey continues. I think Dom will be substitute teacher streaming it. I have to get all that sorted out. Tomorrow night, Monday night, we're going to do 2 hours of Outlaws of Alcazar prep. We finished prepping book 1. It's really nice when all the work is done for you professionally and with care. But I'm going to go and do some extra credit assignments that came up during the prepping process. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow night. Tuesday night, Abomination Vault and Cyberpunk. Wednesday night, nothing. Thursday, nothing. Friday, nothing. Saturday, nothing. And then Sunday, we'll be back here. Does anybody have any announcements before we adjourn?
I don't think we're playing Prime this coming Friday. But yeah, normally. I think we're trying to figure out if we're going to be doing a one-shot or something. More on that later.
Okay. All right.
I will be out 3 Sundays from now on the 6th for Gen Con.
Ooh, okay. 3 Sundays from now. I will add that to the calendar. Let's see. All right. Any other announcements?
No.
All right. So let's see. 3 Sundays. That's the 6th. You're gonna be out on the 6th.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. I'm just gonna put no Nathan because I don't know if Tiernan's still gonna be around. So put no Nathan. Curse of Strahd. There we go. All right. On that happy note, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Sunday, and we'll pick this up next week.
Thanks for running.
Yeah, no problem.
And thanks everyone for tuning in. Catch you next time.